Hey guys, welcome to Pop 411 Podcast. I'm Ireland and this is my co-host.
Carlos, what's up, y'all?
What up, guys? We are here to do a 2024 recap.
Ooh.
Even though it's not that long, but we're still going to give it a
Yeah. Some of the highlights, the moments, the things that made us go woo.
that's what he said. Okay. So woohoo,
Wee.
right? So it's what we it's been a crazy few months though.
It has. It has. Right? It started
Mm,
with the launch of this thing on my birthday, September
that's
13th.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. We actually
We're
got that
just
going.
like, hey Ireland, let's do this. This will be fun to do part time. And then it's like, bam! Now we're doing it every day. How did that happen? It just slipped in. That's what you
Ooh.
said.
Yeah, it was one of those things where we just, we were talking about it. We're like,
We've
hey,
been talking
let's
about it for
yeah, let's
years.
go do this. And then we finally said, okay, let's go. Let's set a date. And I'm like, my birthday, let's make it happen. And so we just slapped it together. Originally we had two different types of mics that we were working with, and
Dude, we had to do a bunch of different equipment setups. We had
hmm
to do so much stuff,
yeah,
but
but
I
now
think it was worth it.
now we're all pro.
I know, right? We had this expensive setup,
Yes, it's very very cool.
ungodly expensive setup, and here we are.
And here we
And
are,
here we
getting
are,
close to the end of the year.
right?
Yeah, so let's talk about the things that were memorable about like the journey so far. Like what stands out to you?
On the podcast or
Mhm.
off the podcast?
Well, at both, right? Because I think this is it kind of relates because we've done a bunch of different things and talked about a lot of stuff on the different podcasts that we've done. But like, what stands out to you?
I think it was getting you back into cracking packs at TCG and watching you go down the cardboard crack pile, seeing you become addicted, but also seeing you kind of fall in love with things again and then getting your family involved into it again. Like I think that's been an exciting thing. Like I
Yeah.
love being able to kind of show people, like people I care about, people in my life, like cool things and hope that it creates like sparks of joy or that it brings some type of nostalgia happiness. And I
Oh yeah.
think that like seeing you get excited about cracking packs and then seeing your kids get excited about it and stuff with you, like it's been super cool just to watch that. So that was definitely something that I was like, okay, this is cool.
You're like,
And then
yeah.
taking you to Collecticon and then showing you that whole world where there actually is conventions that are set up for cards, like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just didn't realize just
How big it had
how
gotten.
big it had gotten and how
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated a lot of these collectors are now, right? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just to see that everything is now PSA graded, people have, these big hard cases that they're carrying all their stuff
All the
in,
graded cards
they're
and stuff.
trading
Yeah.
shit. Like, I mean, there's just a lot now to it, which was really cool. And then, of course, yeah, getting back into it again and cracking packs on stream, I think is pretty fun.
That was pretty exciting. Another thing too is like celebrating the anniversary of WoW with you.
Oh yeah. The 20th anniversary of World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. That was actually pretty
So
momentous.
that was actually pretty incredible. It's still surreal to me. Um, but it was very I felt very honored. I mean Katie's fucking Katie, but I love you. I love
We love you,
you.
Katie. We love you.
I love you, Thought Queen. But it was just kind of a surreal moment to kind of like be able to be like to share that with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it
And go through
was.
some of your collections and see like your dev shirts and things like that. Like it was definitely definitely a cool thing.
Yeah, that was really. I just can't believe it's been 20 years already since that game came out. So
Dude, it's like trying to tell the younger version of me like you're gonna be doing this for the 20th anniversary. It's like
you're like, what?
you're right. Aliens is gonna pick me up first. I don't know. That might be next year's story, but I'm just saying like that was a cool thing.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride to think about that specifically, right? Because when we launched the game in 2004, we just didn't know how long it was going to go.
You don't know.
And then fast forward 20 years, and it's still going,
You
and
hope that you
still has a popularity to it.
I think like as a correct me if I'm wrong, but when you put that much love into a project and create something from scratch like that, you hope that it's successful enough to where you might get an expansion out of it. Like there might be enough people still interested in this like a month after it's launched that the numbers are still good that they'll greenlight an expansion and then you hope that it's still being greenlit as you're building it and making it. So when you drop that first expansion and the numbers keep going up, I can just imagine what that has to feel like. And so going through that whirlwind and taking all that and then here it is 20 years and it's
Yeah,
still
20 years
going.
later, with a different generation of people working on the game that
Mm-hmm.
were probably little kids, with the watch their parents play that are
Yeah.
now, actively making the game and carrying it on is pretty awesome.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty
those
cool.
are some moments that it was really cool to share with on podcast for sure.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for me is just getting to know you better and seeing your fun personality come
Oh
out,
boy,
right?
I'm sorry.
Because I love that. I've seen glimpses of it, right? But as we get to talk about different pieces of the podcast, I think it's important that people understand that you're really funny, and that
Look,
you have a great personality, and of course you're Tizzy, which is fucking cool.
for some people.
Right, but you love to collect stuff. You know, collecting
Obviously, looking behind us,
TCGs,
yeah.
comics, like everything. You love video games, right? So I think that's that's been a really cool thing for me, is just to get to know you at a deeper level and understand you a little bit more. Because before it was just of course we would hang out, we would shoot and stuff like
There'd
that.
be banter. We talk about cosplay builds or scenes of where we would want to shoot them or to bring them alive. Like it was definitely a lot of video games that we did, and just different projects like that. But it was never like we'd go scout locations and
Hmm.
stuff, but it was just never like we never had those moments where I could fully like let down some of the
Yeah.
like how big of a nerd is Ireland. When I think it's also too is we come from a community where there's a lot of posers and people
Yeah.
that kind of put up online a fake social media profile of like you think they're into this because they proclaim this or show things like this, but we know that social media is a lie. So it's just you're seeing the stuff that I've like safeguarded forever because I'm like I am really more nerdy than people really understand on social media, and I'm not a cunt 24/7. And so being able to learn to drop those walls and those barriers and to like show the kids because they were way small when we started
Right,
shooting
right.
to adults now. It was just I think that was a part of the thing. Like being able to do that, show you something as atrocious as this collection of this room, and not feel like I'm getting judged for it. Not being like, oh my God, you nerd. Like, it is. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, because when you look back at some of the podcasts that we did, right, you hear a lot of people saying, "Man, you guys have a lot of chemistry. You guys are able to go back and forth, and you guys banter, and you guys are really funny." And I'm like, "Yeah, just because we're just ourselves.
right.
There's no walls. There's nothing,
Well,
right?
and
It's just
it's not
us."
a facade. Like I'm not. It's not a fake persona that I'm projecting out. I mean, this is the most like I deserve an Oscar if this is a fake persona with this fake room and this random. I just happen to know everything to collect just accurately enough to portray that as an
Mm,
uber nerd. Like I deserve an Oscar for that. But there's no faking. There's no facade. There's no fake persona.
nope.
I don't have the pick Misha mentality of like you must love me. I'm going to conjure this lie. No, this is what you get, and it's more tizzy than you can imagine.
Yeah, and
So,
I'm glad that people finally get to see that,
oh man,
which is cool. It's really cool.
it's still a little bit for me. I'm still, it's one of those things where it's like the well kept secret, that I kept off media for over a decade. So the fact that it's out there,
It's out there, y'all.
people now know like
They know who you are.
just the start of it. They're just pulling back the first layer of this onion.
The first layer.
It's just yeah, it's a ride.
It is a ride.
It's a ride.
Yeah, and now we're branching off to do a Patreon, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, we're launching the 18 plus Patreon. We're diving into more of the nostalgia we talked about with the PlayStation 2 games, going back retro diving into a lot of retro video games, taking you guys with us if you're along for the ride and something to Patreon. We're going to do gameplay. We're doing all that. Plus, we're diving into this other section of my room, which you guys can't see, which is all pretty much the animes, the figures, the
Yep.
mangas, the 18 plus TCG card
Right.
games.
There's just a whole different world out there that I think we want
Right.
to expose our fans to. That I
Right.
think is really cool.
I want to dive people into, since being a theater kid, we're diving into a, special guest on the Patreon as well. So
Oh
we're
yes.
we're diving in with the Duchess de Lancre, and she's the mistress of lingerie, and
Yes, which should be pretty cool.
we're doing that. So I'm throwing in my burlesque and all that into it. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited about that. That's just another avenue that we can
right.
continue to grow and evolve, and people get to see us even more unfiltered, which I think is pretty awesome.
Stuff that YouTube doesn't allow because I am so parental guidance. It's ridiculous. I'm just gonna, well, I mean, cover up the bits, but I'll just parental guidance something somewhere on me constantly.
Yeah, and I think the other big thing is just what we've been able to accomplish in, I think, less than 3 months or
Yeah.
over 3 months, right?
Yep. Just a little over three
Just a little
months.
over 3 months has been pretty cool,
Yeah.
right? To take something from conception to actually getting to the point where we've got this thing rolling. We're starting up a Patreon. We're
We got
getting
this thing
moving.
rolling. We're just all going to start going live to different conventions, checking out different things.
Hmm.
We've got a whole slew of special guests that's coming
Yep.
on, including a lot of voice actors, a lot of things coming in for 2025. We've got a lot of stuff getting ready to roll out for you guys that we couldn't be more excited about, and just kind of use these last 3.5 months as kind of a way to create a foundation to get you guys to know a little bit more about us and kind of our background. And then we just hope you guys are along for the ride for 2025. So
Yeah, it's been exciting so far. I think that one of the things that I just appreciate all the feedback that all of our fans have given us so far.
oh
I think
yeah,
that
I mean,
that
I feel like it's a community at this point.
yeah, it
Like
is.
it's
It's
almost like
pretty
a
it's pretty cool.
family.
Yeah.
It's like our own little squad. You guys, go in and from the YouTube comments and people saying check out this game, check out that
Hmm.
game, to the DMs I get, to just things like that. Like we super appreciate you
To the
guys being
to
on
how
board with
active
it.
people are on stream, which is
Oh
pretty fun.
yeah,
Those guys are
dude, the
cool.
Twitch stream.
Twitch stream is a blast.
I love the fam on Twitch stream for sure. Crack watching those crack cards live,
Oh man, it
trying to
is.
break you like you and your blissy. But it's just yeah, it's wonderful to be able to do that.
Yeah, and
So
I
it's
think
so
I think I
cool.
want to do some more just live reacts just to see your face when like the time where I showed up in that blinky suit,
The Christmas
the
holiday
Christmas
flashing
holiday
suit.
flashing suit where you were just not prepared for it was priceless.
Oh, don't worry. I already have things planned for 2025.
Oh,
I'm just gonna be showing up in some random ass shit, so get
yeah, I
ready.
can't wait for that.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's
It's
gonna be
it's gonna
so
be
cool.
ridiculous.
And I
So
think I think one of the last things now that we're Christmas just happened was just coming over and seeing your entire Christmas decor in your house, because I mean that is another level. I mean there is
I don't
everybody decorates and then there is you decorating.
I don't think people understand just how intense it went, or how it is still decorated and will be decorated to Valentine's Day, because fuck everything else. I'm doing it anyway. But I kind of want to go through and create a video and show
Yeah.
you guys just how in depth, detail wise, I went just decorating, from making ceiling, like huge centerpieces
Oh yeah.
that are on the ceiling, to creating and designing my own ornaments. I
And how
mean,
many
there's six
trees? How many?
trees,
Six
six
trees.
trees.
Yeah. It's another level. It's like you could rent this out for photo ops. I mean people would be
I mean, you guys
all
were
over it.
yesterday running around like everything outside and inside, taking all these photo shoots. You and the family like Christmas cards. I'm like, take a couple more, bring a few clothes changes, so you guys can just
It's photo op time.
have Christmas card pictures for the next decade. Because every spot was that. I remember yesterday, like before the Christmas stuff, like FaceTiming my family and showing my mom, who actually, the only girly thing about her, bless her, is she used to do professional decorating
Hmm.
for a lot of kind of elaborate families back where we live. And she was featured on Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Like, takes it to a whole new level. And
Yeah.
to show her just how nuts I went with everything, and watching her feedback on FaceTime
That's
was
cool.
kind of like check in the box, like a mission accomplished.
It's
Like, let's
pretty
do it again
epic,
next
right? Where
year.
your mom is actually impressed. I think that's pretty wild. And eventually you're gonna have to get her to come.
That was, yeah, that was the
And
goal. That was
well,
the goal. It didn't necessarily happen that way this year, but definitely. I mean, so that just means I've got to up it for next
yeah,
year.
you got to bring it for next year so
It
that
doesn't mean that I won't.
blindfold her as she comes in and then reveal. So she'd be like, "Oh
I
my
would just tell
god."
her to close her eyes. I'm not going to tell her to blindfold her. My mom is definitely type A personality, super masculine presenting. I don't think that's going to go very well. I would just be like, close your eyes and I will lead you into the like the front door. Like, no, you just don't do that to my mom. Don't poke the bear. But yeah, no. So yeah, I'll show you guys a little bit of kind of how that went on.
Well, I can say it's definitely been a pretty fun journey so far. And I'm really looking forward to all the cool shit that we've got in store for
Yeah, I
2025.
mean, we're
That's
going
going to be
straight off the
amazing.
bat. We're going to hitting up some cons in January. We've got IckyCon
IckyCon's coming
coming
up.
up that we're getting ready to tackle. Plus, there's, like I said, there's so much going on. So
Yeah.
we're diving into more Collecticons next year. We're actually going out and doing all this stuff. I
Yeah.
think we should hit up some tournaments. I think we should
Oh, that could be kind of cool.
we
Yeah.
should get
Yep.
into building our own decks and going
Oh,
out
actually,
for tournaments.
ooh,
And
yeah. Seeing if we can qualify for some tournaments.
Mhm.
Ooh, that'd be cool. You'd probably
Right.
do it. You'd probably win.
Oh, you.
I'm
Well,
not-
I would do it. I don't know if I would win or not. I don't know. The Tiz would be calculating and formulating. Like, I'm killing on the Pokemon TCG Pocket, though. I will tell you.
Oh, there you go. See, you
But
already
I'm
know.
just like,
You already know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, all right, y'all. Thank you guys again for supporting us, and I
Being
hope
on-
that you guys enjoy all of our content.
Yeah, of course. And if you guys have any suggestions on things you want us to see, conventions you want us to cover, games you want us to play, TCGs you want us to crack for you guys, or just anything in general, we really appreciate the feedback. We take it all to heart. We let you guys know. So
Yeah.
we couldn't be here without you guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe,
Click, 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 click.
and if you're feeling extra saucy, check out our 18 plus Patreon.
Yeah.
And go down the nostalgia journey with us.
Yeah.
And then some. Unfiltered.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Thanks, you guys, so much. We'll see you in 2025.
Peace out, y'all.
Tis out. I don't know why I'm doing this.